In this video, I'm going to start by mixing some of my amazing clear cast epoxy resin. Now remember, when working with epoxy, we really recommend a face mask, and if you can go outside, that's the best area to mix this in. Now I have these silicone mold cups, and I'm going to fill equal parts of A and B right into this silicone cup. And you want to make sure you do equal parts. This is what helps the epoxy dry properly, and if it is not mixed well, it will not cure. Now I want to add a little color to my epoxy, so I'm just going to use some alcohol ink. You can get them in a pack from Michaels, and I chose green. So I just put a couple drops in, and I'm going to mix that very well. I'm going to set it aside, and I grabbed off of Amazon these pressed dried flowers. And then I have a cylinder mold. Now the dried flowers came with this nice little tweezer, and I'm going to fill the inside of the cylinder mold. And I'm just going to place the flowers inside and go around the entire cylinder. There's a little space that you can place whatever you wish in between. Now, to get the flowers to stay in place, you can put a small dab of epoxy, and it will kind of stick it to the side. And this is what we have so far. I'm going to take the epoxy that we mixed, and I'm going to just pour it on top. So the epoxy is self-leveling, so you just want to fill it to the top and then just let it sit. I'm using the tweezer they had given me to just reposition some of the flowers. Once you put the epoxy in, the flowers do kind of move around a little bit, so it's not going to be perfect. And then in this small spray bottle, I have some rubbing alcohol, and this just helps get rid of some of the air bubbles. Next, I also grabbed these silicone molds. They are to make some pens, and I got them off Amazon. They came with the ink for the pen. And I'm just going to take some fine glitter and mix it into the leftover epoxy that I had from my previous project. So I have the ink insert here, and it's going to slip right inside the mold. And there's this little tab in there where it can sit nicely. Then I'm just going to dump the epoxy right inside the mold. I'm just moving it around a little bit to just help get it into the small spaces. And then I'm using a popsicle stick to just get rid of the epoxy on top to just help make it level. And then all of this needs to sit overnight. And I removed the epoxy pen, and this is how it turned out. For my first one, I was happy with the results, and it also does work still. And then the cylinder mold, that sat overnight as well. And this was a little tough to get off, but after a couple minutes of just wiggling it around, it did come off. Now, I'm going to use mine to hold my pens, but you can put a candle in here, and you can use it for different reasons as well. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Paint products, transfers, tissue paper, and mesh stencils can all be found on our webpage at chalkitupfancy.com. And don't forget, you can also check out other tutorials on our webpage as well. Have a great day.